Welcome to Legend of the Stoned Owl, everybody. My name is Chris.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Alan.
Hey, and this is episode 9 of LOTSO. Now, this episode, we've got kind of one of our favorite things to do is every now and then we decide to do one of our top lists. And it's just kind of a fun thing to do. So later on this episode, it's our top co-op games. We'll each rattle off a couple of them. And I think maybe at least one of mine you guys are going to really be surprised by. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then also coming up, a little bit of news, possible Hulu coming to Xbox 360. And I thought maybe we'd take the LOTSO angle on this one and talk about is like this kind of a thing we even, is this kind of thing that is adding value now to the 360 or is this junk kind of stuff? We'll talk about that. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. And then we've also got some crazy peripherals. If you want to like strap on parts to your body and control your games like in some sort of live action motion, you got the Wiimote. Well, this is like the body mode, right? This thing's going to be like crazy. So we're going to talk to you guys about that because it seems like it's going to be a pretty big change. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. With all that said, let's get into the LOTSO news. All right, gentlemen, it is the news segment. Before we go to our top story, which is going to be Hulu on Xbox, top story, like we actually cared that much. Before we talk about that, though, I want to mention that this is the last episode that Alan will be with us for a while. He's getting on a boat. And
with my flippy floppies. Yeah, I'm go up to Alaska and I do commercial fishing, so I need to make some money for the rest of the year. And I'll be back towards the end of July.
Yep. All right, dude. Well, you have yourself a safe fishing trip, and we'll march on.
Oh, yeah.
We'll march on.
Please do.
All right, let's move into the top story. Let's talk about Hulu on the Xbox. Now, it's all rumor at this point, but there's two prevailing theories, one of which, I don't know if you guys have heard this, it's going to be just like a purchasable download in the Xbox Live marketplace.
Right.
Just like a one-time purchase.
See, I just heard you had to have some kind of account with it, and it's been a while since I've Hulu'd at all, so I didn't know if they had already changed, because when I stopped using Hulu, it's because everyone told me you were going to have to pay.
Here's another rumor, is that they're going to announce a premium tiered edition of Xbox Live that'll include subscriptions to stuff like this.
Well, that seems kind of weird. I haven't heard about that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the angle is that if you had Netflix on your Xbox 360 and Hulu, and then also what the Xbox 360 has in their store, you almost don't need to pay for cable anymore.
I don't anyways.
What do you think, Justin?
I don't know. If you got to pay for it, I hope there's no commercials.
Yeah. Hulu does currently have all, not as much as like TV, but still has quite a bit of commercials. But could you see yourself just buying off of the Xbox Marketplace or just watching off of Hulu and just watching off of Netflix and dropping your cable subscription?
No, they don't. There's a lot of shows they don't put on there. Like reality shows and stuff like Survivor. I don't think that makes it on there.
Yeah.
And I like watching those shows.
But what about you? So what do you mean when you say you don't pay for TV now, Alan?
I don't have cable. I have internet, and that's it.
So the only way you get stuff now is over the net.
Yeah, I have a Netflix account, so, I got the instant queue, and I do it that way.
And you are paying for TV.
Yeah, I pay for the gold membership, and I pay for the Netflix, so, I'm just not paying for cable, like Comcast cable or whatever kind of cable you want to use. Because I just don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. We have TV, but it's all part of a bundled Fios package.
And see, the thing is, for me, with my computer setup, I can just, use like an HDMI cable to hook up my computer to my TV to watch Hulu through my TV anyways.
Totally. I agree. I don't really find a whole lot of value of Hulu. I know I should be excited. The problem with the 360 is I'm still not going to make it my main living room machine because it's still too loud. And they can add...
It's not loud when it's just running.
Yeah.
It's still kind of loud.
When you're in the dashboard, it's not that bad. You keep it in a box somewhere, like in a cabinet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't keep it in a cabinet, it won't get heated up.
I know, but it is in a cabinet. I would keep the door open, but it's still loud.
How quietly are you listening to TV?
Yeah.
Maybe I have an older one, so maybe that's why it's louder. Like I have an early one.
You should get the elites. They're made with better parts.
Yeah. So I guess maybe then if it's quieter, I could see myself putting it in my living room. But right now, I don't know. It's just almost still easier to have a computer in the living room. If you really wanted Hulu and you want Netflix, it's still just easier to have a computer. And that's, I guess. It's good to have it, but I'm not all that excited about it. All right? Let's move on to the next story. This is one of these stories that I thought was pretty funny, and so I was like, guys, we got to talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw this story about the whole body controller. Did you see this thing?
Oh, the exoskeleton?
Yeah. Look at that. It is a crazy looking device, and it's sort of in the conceptual stage now, but I guess it's close enough that they're actually even talking about when it'll be coming to the market, which I thought was kind of interesting because that's usually, if they're actually getting that far along and they've actually got the manufacturing process kind of figured out, they've got a pricing structure in mind. In fact, they said it's going to be very comparable with existing motion controllers. And this is like going to be something you strap onto your arm, and the game's going to respond to your full arm.
They also said that they're going to be like demoing at least the arm version because they also have like a shoulder and a back one, but they're going to be demoing the arm one and getting feedback at E3 this year.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sweet. Finally, something they want to make it virtual reality. Like, you punch and then they have things that, if you hit, it'll kind of give you resistance and make you feel like you actually hit something. It seems pretty dang crazy.
Boy, yeah, they could give you some sort of feedback like that.
And they said, initially they wanted to do it as like for health and fitness clubs and stuff, but they said the market's just too hard. So, it's easier to market it to the video game people and, then do fitness things kind of like Wii Fitness and stuff like that have become really popular.
Yeah.
And this one could train you and it because you're actually, using your arms and your movements and stuff like that.
Right.
So it can give you feedback on what you're doing wrong and how you should be doing it better.
I guess I just don't really find this particular game accessory market all that cool. What do you think, Justin?
I don't like it. I just don't like the Wii in general, though.
You don't. I mean, I like my gaming experience to be a sit down thing.
I like controllers. Definitely like controllers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was wondering too. I mean, what's like a one size fits all thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
It looks like maybe you could have adjustments and stuff.
But if it's all hard plastic, that's not going to be the easiest thing to start cinching around.
And it's probably going to break.
It's all garbage.
You think so?
Yeah, it's going to be garbage.
But then at some point, don't we also have to someday move beyond the controller?
No.
You don't have to. I like it as an option. I think there should always be the controller, but I think instead of like the Wii or Project Natal or whatever, the Sony movement, that this is way cooler than that. I'd much rather have this than a Wii.
Especially if it could give you feedback.
I don't know. I like the Natal. I don't know. It seems a lot cooler because it's actually
Full body.
Well, yeah, it's taking a picture of you, and I mean, it could scan faces. It seems a lot neater than that. It's just, it's a Wiimote that's just, built around your arm. It's nothing that hasn't been done yet.
But if you're talking like what Alan was saying, if you could build in like the feedback, so like if you punch something, like you could have like it, give you like a sensation of that. I could see like if the game could give feedback into the controller itself.
How much is it gonna cost?
Yeah, that would be crazy
to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then see if
Natal, make it all wireless and make it all easy, please.
If Natal can actually do what the promo video said and do all, then you don't even need this equipment. But that's what kind of has me wondering because like if they're making this, then I don't know.
There's no Power Glove or anything that's ever worked out. So I'm putting my faith behind something that's a standalone. It's not just a little hinky dink contraption you put on yourself.
No, I hear you. All right. I think we're all kind of agreement on that one. Now, let's talk about the stuff that the guys from Rockstar have been throwing down recently. The Ubisoft and Sega are coming out, and they're nickel and diming everybody these days. And Red Dead Redemption comes out. Everybody loves Red Dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they announce, hey, coming up, we're going to have downloadable content. And you know what? The first thing that came to my mind when I saw that, those SOBs, now they just put out the game, but they didn't put enough content, and now they're selling. And then I kept reading. And if you've got like an Xbox Live Gold membership or a PlayStation Network account, you can go download this new downloadable content for free.
They're
doing this for free.
I love free content.
And like right in the face of what all the other game makers are doing.
And it's only 2 months after the game came out. It was coming the 22nd. Well, that's only 1 month.
Yeah.
That's pretty soon. It could be one of those things that's already on the disc, but they're not making you pay for it, so there's nothing to gripe about.
Or maybe something they didn't have quite done in time to make the final master, but they'd made it. Who knows? But they still could have turned around and charged for that. That's very cool.
Yeah, especially with what we were talking about, last time with the EA and Ubisoft and everything, charging for their online services. They're just giving stuff for free.
So this is coming out on the 22nd.
Go Rockstar.
Of June. And I think it's going to call... I forget what it's... I wanted to say it was like a pack of a couple of new maps or missions. But
it's co-op missions.
Yeah. The free Outlaws to the End will come out on June 22nd. Toss in 6 online co-op missions for up to 4 players.
That's what I really like about it, as 4-player co-op.
Yeah. That's really nice. That's awesome. I'm impressed. I really think that's great. All right. Anything else you guys want to cover in the news before we go on? Was there any of the other stories on our list that...
What about that 5% thing?
Go ahead. Tell me about it.
Why don't you read it off?
Go. Well, I don't... All right. I got to go load it up. I don't have it loaded up.
What's a TF2?
Huh?
What's a TF2?
Team Fortress?
Oh.
Anyways, what Justin was talking about is the FTC proposes a 5% tax on consumer electronics.
Yeah, so this is just this story wasn't really particularly game-related other than it would affect game consoles, game accessories, all
anything you
stuff.
buy for gaming.
This is really crazy. So it's just in the proposal stages, but it's a 5% tax that, now, how does this... You were saying that you saw in here that it would go to newspapers, Justin?
Yeah, it's to help save newspapers that are dying off.
This is... What?
I know. It's totally killing something that I care about.
So, for example, on a $500 purchase, that would bring the cost up to an extra $25. So $25. So if you bought something that was $4.99, then
plus tax plus
this.
Now this tax.
$25.
Yeah.
So if you buy like a really nice flat screen or something, woo.
I mean,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
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 It's solely only for the purposes of discussion right now, but it's pretty intense. So the thinking behind the tax is that it would generate $4 billion annually for the U.S. government, which it would then use to subsidize the continued operation of failing media outlets like the newspapers, who have seen their ad revenues drop by over 40% in the past decade.
I just hope there's a way for the game industry to fight this, or, the electronics.
Because, you could even, I don't know. I mean, it's just so many things that as soon as they start taxing this kind of thing, they're going to also say, well, we're taxing the physical versions of these things, but people are downloading extensions and add-ons for their existing systems that aren't being taxed right now. So even then, it's just like you open the door a little bit and it just keeps going and going. And it's for something that's already kind of expensive that people sometimes already kind of have to spend a little too much on outside their comfort zone, but they just really want to get that one thing, And now to just, knife that little bit extra into people, it's whenever you make something like that, it's like, oh man, yeah, no, I was gonna do that, but it's $525. That's that stupid tax. No, I'll just skip that for now. And that's what sucks.
It's ridiculous.
I just don't like any time the government bails out a company. I don't think
especially
it's right.
the newspapers.
It's
their
just
own
seems
fault.
Weird to me that if a business fails, that in a capital, whatever.
Yeah,
not the right forum.
All right. Any other news stories we want to cover before we go on? No. All right. It's time for our top 3. Let's get into the grab bag. Welcome to the Grab Bag, everyone. In this episode's Grab Bag, we're grabbing ourselves a top 3 list. Our top 3 co-op games each. We've each personally come up with a top 3 list. And because it is co-op, there's a good chance a lot of us are going to share that. But we decided that's okay because that just means that then I think that speaks something for the game if it shows up multiple times on a list, on each individual's list. So I'm okay with that.
Well, I think, especially with Justin and I, we played most of these games together. So we kind of picked.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them.
I got you.
But,
Yeah.
So I think we tried to.
No, we played all of them.
Let's find out.
Okay.
That's funny. All right, well, I'll give you my number 3. All right? You ready?
Let's hear it.
It is Quake 3. Have you ever have you ever played Quake 3 on the console or the PC?
I played a lot of the first and second Quake. Not too sure about Quake 3. Probably at least once at a LAN back in the day.
Now, it's a little BS-y to call it co-op exactly, but they did have some team abilities, and it was one of the first times where I really played in cooperation with anyone in an online gaming way. Like, it teamed up against another group or strategically just in a all-out killing room. It for me was the first time like where that was even really an option. Now I don't even think I had like a voice system back then. I think it was just text chat or if that. I don't remember.
Well, did you play in a room with your friends?
I tried to, but every now and then I just jump online to see if I could keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, I still have an itch to jump in that and play that Quake 3 every now and then.
See, the funny thing is I always really liked it, but it was too quick for me, and it kind of made me dizzy and sick
I've heard
at times.
that. I've heard that. But I like the fast pace once I lock into it. It takes me a little bit to warm up, but once I'm in, it's like it's just like my brain's firing at max speed to play this game, and it feels good. You get in that zone, but it takes a little bit.
Probably pretty good for your ADD brain.
Yeah, it does. It helps me fire up all those synapses to keep myself entertained. All right, so that was my number 3. Justin, why don't you give us your number 3?
I think I'm going to go Crackdown.
Crackdown for the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
You know a funny story about Crackdown? My old man loved this game. He bought it, and him and his buddy just played the hell out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was...
Well, it's open world, right?
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
So that's always you always love that, right? I'm gathering open world's big for you.
It's gigantic for me.
Yeah, okay.
They had the cars that, as you got skilled up in driving, cars changed to your ability.
Oh, they got cooler and stuff?
Yeah, they drove better. But the co-op was fun because it's just, I could go do a mission, and if anybody wants to come with me, they can, or they can just run around the street and drive. It was totally, up to you what you were going to do. It had nothing to do with what they wanted you to do.
I remember a couple times we were playing, and I wouldn't always get to play as much, so I'd have to play catch up because he'd be having more orbs than I did or something. So I'd be running trying to get the ones that he's like, oh, this area I already cleared it out. So, and then all of a sudden I'd see like an explosion off in the distance. I'd be like, oh, god damn it! Like I'm coming. Hang on. Like wait for me.
Yeah. So that's cool that you could. I mean, it's good and bad that you can get separated like that. It's realistic.
Oh, it's awesome. And then
I could see how it could be a ton of fun
and stuff. It was
doing this co-op. This type of game could be a ton of fun.
You should get it 4-player co-op this time.
Yeah, for Crackdown 2.
I'm down. I'll get it.
Out.
I'm down. Yeah, because I'm sure we're gonna talk about that on the show.
I just loved being able to.
When is that coming out? Crackdown 2?
July 4th, I think.
So we'll be talking about it pretty soon.
July 6th, something like that. Sometime in July.
Okay.
Early July.
All right. Well, that's a good number. That's a good number 3, dude. All right, Alan. What's your number 3 co-op game of all times in your little heart?
I'm gonna have to say I don't have the video for it. Sorry. It's Untold Legends: Brotherhood of the Blade for the PSP. Actually.
All right. Little PSP love.
Yeah, it's really the only game I got behind on the PSP. Really played a lot of it. Just kind of simple action.
How did you do
RPG
co-op over
kind of
Wi-Fi kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ad hoc or something.
We did the ad hoc.
Oh, okay. So you guys could create your own little Wi-Fi network if you just had 2 PSPs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is this one I actually did play a little bit more, so I was a couple levels ahead of Justin. So when I leveled up and my gear was of no use to me, instead of selling it, I could just drop it and give Justin like the best gear I'd gotten at that level. You always have a problem with your headphone.
I'm having a
off.
hat malfunction. I'm sorry.
But just a simple little PSP game that was a lot of fun to play. Have
I
the
dig
TV
that.
going on. We just hang out before dinner, play a little bit, level up, change
bad.
weapons and stuff.
That's the game that got me really into the whole entire what do you call this?
Action RPG.
So,
maybe?
you had a name, a grinder or something.
Oh, a dungeon grinder.
Yeah.
Oh, where you move into one room, kill bad guys,
Yeah,
move
kind
another
of.
room.
I'd say almost like Diablo, but
Yeah, it does get a little grindy.
Not comparing the two. Don't worry.
It was loot, dude. It was loot central. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I love loot.
And this looks like a pretty good looking game too, really, for the portable.
oh
not
yeah,
bad.
you could zoom in on your weapons and all your gear would change and the weapons look different and they'd have like different elements coming off it. So it was pretty sweet, pretty cool.
All right. My number 2 is going to be Army of Two. Did you guys play Army of Two?
Yeah.
Not a great game. Not like an amazing game, I don't think. But I don't know. I really had a good time. I really liked the. I forget, there were some specifics about the gameplay mechanic, some sort of like tag system or something like that. I forget, where I thought that it was a really kind of a fun way to do that. Did you guys get a chance to play Army of Two?
Yeah, we were really jacked for it to come out, and
And you didn't like it?
yeah, we both bought a $65 copy. Came home and
Whoa.
were very mad.
Yeah,
what-
I was waiting for it, read about it.
What
and-
didn't you like?
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Oh,
Let's go shoot people.
That wasn't even it for me though.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't
did
the
drive me
main thing, but
crazy.
the way that it went about it, it was just
The game was clunky.
It was, but it did really work well for two people playing together. Like you could tell the game really had taken that into consideration, I thought.
The way that back-to-back kind of firefight,
Yeah.
remember those?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Those things didn't work out so well
I
sometimes.
liked them.
They kind of, you get disconnected. It was
Yeah, that
weird. It
did
was a
suck.
little
That happened.
glitchy.
Yeah, okay.
all I know is that
You guys are crapping on my number 2 here.
I know, sorry. I played a little bit of it by myself, and it's like I could almost play this by myself, but that totally lost the whole point of the game for me because
Yeah.
we bought it thinking this is going to be like the
So you
best
screwed
co-op
up
game
and it's
ever.
the game's fault. I got you. No, I understand
Right.
what you're saying.
Exactly.
No, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was my number 2. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Now you guys all
Sorry,
make good
Chris.
points. I hate it when you're right too, because it's like, well, crap. I don't really have anything to say to that because, well, I'd be lying. It wasn't a great game. I thought it was great for a couple of buddies to play.
I
together.
wish I could look through that kind of technical glitches like you can, but
I can't normally, to be honest with you, especially if I'm playing by myself. Especially. All right, Justin, what's your number 2?
Contra.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
Pulling
call.
it out.
That's a good call.
That's
Did
the
not
one that-
know about that one.
That's the one that got it all started for me.
Oh, that's a
Wow.
good call, dude.
That I was not even thinking that, but
My hats are off to you, sir.
yeah,
They are off to that call.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with Contra.
definitely. Yeah, I was thinking co-op. I was thinking this latest generation stuff, but these consoles have been doing co-op years before what the current systems are doing. Now they're just doing it over the internet, which is awesome to be sure.
I
But
just remember having a blast with this
Oh
game.
my god, yeah. And you could
Oh.
steal each other's lives. If you
Yeah.
if you died enough, you could this was good. You'd always try to steal the power. Oh man, good choice.
Yeah, you'd always be taking it from each other. Yeah, this was a really good call. I still sometimes bust this game out. I still do it. I just and you died so easy in this game. You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun.
All right, dude.
Spread.
That's a
gun.
good number 2. All
The
right.
Contra code. I'm sorry. That's just a really good choice.
All right, Alan. What's your number 2?
Let's see. I'm going to say Borderlands.
Oh yeah.
Borderlands.
Most
was
def. I'm
awesome.
glad that's on your list. Super good co-op. Super good co-op because I love it when you guys, when you're playing and you can share XP.
Yeah, that is nice.
Mm-hmm. You both, because you're both working for it, but sometimes when you don't get to share XP, you get screwed.
Yeah, what I really liked about it is just the general look of it, the cell shadedness, the cartoony almost.
Mhm.
I love that look.
Dirty,
It just-
dirty cell shading.
but it looks clean at the same time and crisp. And just how every time you shot, you could see the damage you were doing, like popping off their heads and
It's textured cell
Different
shading is what
colors.
it is. It's like it's textured. It's not just like that. blurred thing that they did like with the Zeldas and stuff. It's like this really finely painted picture.
And see, I did kind of have to steal this one from Justin. He was gonna put it on, but you were way more excited about this game. You were.
Yeah, I saw this one from a mile away being good, and I'm surprised because this game is just, it has everything I liked about it, except for first person. But
Yeah.
to get good shooting, you got to have first person, and they did a really cool job with all the guns.
Yeah.
A really cool. That was just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And the driving sucked.
That is true. That is true. The driving did suck, but the as far as the co-op goes, I think they executed on every single level with this one.
Oh yeah, they just made it tons of fun, easy to drop in. You know.
I wouldn't. I know it's first person, but I wouldn't mind how if it was more like Fallout where you can go to a third person view.
Yeah.
And if you could customize your character, I mean the customization.
You can do a little customization in this.
It's nothing. It's just changing the color of his already clothes.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make my own face and all that stuff and have my guy out there. I really like that kind of stuff. If
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, if they could do that, that'd be cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if they added that.
Yeah, lots of fun with this game though.
All right, that's a good one. All right, so I guess let's see. That was your number 2, so I guess it's time for my number 1.
Number 1.
Now I think we're all going to piggyback on this. Although, after thinking about Borderlands, I would say it was a close call for me, except for if it wasn't for the fact that, let's be honest, it's really all about Gears of War. Gears of War really set the bar for me as far as co-op goes. I mean, fantastic game, amazing teamwork, super great gameplay mechanics, just awesome. The way the storyline could work seamlessly with co-op or without co-op was awesome.
Gears of War nailed it.
Yeah.
You guys, right?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
This has got to be this. I just remember. Oh, and they just showed the video, the decision making, where you guys could make decisions which direction you're gonna go.
Yeah, sometimes you went together, sometimes you split up. But you could always normally like see each other at some part of the level, and so you'd look over.
Yes.
And, like I'd see Justin just like chainsawing someone, like, "Oh my god, that was awesome!"
Yeah,
Like-
dude. Yes. Or when you could see, like, there was one level where you're up on this. You're going across 2 rooms and you're up way high and you can see each other across and they're getting attacked a lot. And there was a few times where I could help him out, like with a snipe shot or something like that. I mean, it was badass. I enjoy Gears of War so much. It was one of those, I picked it up and my buddy and I, we just played
Oh,
until we
yeah.
got it done.
Yeah, we played it again after that too. We played it in the hardcore difficulty.
Nice.
And it
Nice.
was. And also with the multiplayer, that's where Justin and I met really our only online friend.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the
Trippy.
only person on my friends list that I haven't met in person.
Oh, wow. So when you get someone online who's cool and it's like, I could totally see that. I know a guy that I think is in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I think.
I bet he sounds funny.
He does, but he's a good guy, and he's great at Call of Duty. All right, so that was my number 1. I know it's not super original, but it just
Hey, it was going to be on my list. I just didn't want
hey,
to
a winner's a winner.
it.
I gotta go. I gotta say when I say it. All right, Justin, it's time, dude, for the number 1 best co-op of all time, as proclaimed by you.
X-Men Legends 2.
Nice.
That game was great because it's the hack and slash grindy RPG that we were talking about with Brotherhood.
Yep.
And they had, tons of belts and power-ups you could put on your guy, make him stronger at things.
And it's X-Men, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That was the best part about that. And I think X-Men 2 was the one where you were fighting Apocalypse.
Yep.
And I like the Apocalypse stories the best.
yeah.
He's the coolest.
I agree.
And then it was also when they took all the X-Men, good guys and bad guys, and you got to mix them together. So you could have Magneto and Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, all as a team. And we played this game. We beat the crap out of it.
And the thing I like about this is it gives you the option of like, I'd go over to their house and we just played on the couch together because you don't need a split screen. You're still on the same screen with each other
they
because
just
it's
pull
that.
that rubber band.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, you can play on the couch or, then I could go home and we could finish up a little bit. And it was just a lot of fun. They've kind of ruined this franchise.
Yeah.
But I guess not this one. They changed it to the,
It's the same thing.
Yep. But this one was great.
It had the destructible environments. You could pretty much blow apart any single wall you wanted to.
Justin got mad at me a lot because I just be smashing the walls, trying to break everything.
Yeah, that's what sucks about the rubber band effect.
Yeah.
'Cause I got to wait for him to punch walls so I can actually play the game.
All right, before we move on to Alan's number one co-op of all time, I just want to say I want to give the chat room who's watching live right now Friday night while we record this what their all-time co-op is. And, of course,
Ooh.
Adam Fusion says Team Fortress, which I absolutely agree with. Team Fortress 2. Totally agree with. Fantastic game.
Didn't like it.
Nope.
Really? You see, you guys aren't as big into first persons as I am.
I really am, though. Well, to the lesser extent.
Well, I guess I
played-
played. I didn't really play the hell out of it as much as I did some other ones, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
not
we
as good
played
as
the
that.
console port, dude.
Yeah, so maybe that wasn't as good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is not supposed to be as good. That is
But-
not.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Alan.
Did you also hear they got that Half-Life 3 happening right now too?
What?
There was on the Valve website. There's the Half-Life logo that says Freeman at the bottom of it,
Oh.
and E3's rolling around.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll be hearing about that. All right, Alan. Lay it on us. What is your number one co-op of all time, as said by you?
As said by me here tonight on the internet, Saints Row 2. It was just so much fun to play. Like Justin and I played it. I didn't play a single second of it by myself except for
I did, and it bit me in the ass with an achievement.
Why is that biting you in the ass? Because it gave it away?
Well, because one of the achievements was doing every side mission in co-op, and I did one by myself, and I didn't get the achievement.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. But just everything, we're running around together doing this stuff. You play some insurance missions, run each other over and smash into each other, and just fun, goofy stuff. Like,
So it's like lighthearted Grand Theft Auto?
not lighthearted, but more arcadey GTA.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But one of the trailers I remember is like, I love GTA. Remember, that was my number one game of all time. But how they're like, would you rather go bowling with your friend or run them over in a car?
What?
And because, in GTA, you go bowling with your friends, like
okay.
Nico and little Jacob.
Yeah.
And so would you rather go on a date bowling, or would you rather run your friend over in a car
right.
or
Gotcha.
sling poo all over houses? And
Yeah, the one of the best ones was, would you rather watch TV within a video game or do a whole bunch of other crazy stuff?
I like too that this is a massive open world where you're crossing the water to get to the other side of the city.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. It's great. Like it was just so much fun to play. Just
I could see how any of these type of open world games with a purpose and a focus could be a ton of fun to co-op.
and not only that, like pretty much every time that we got on, it was like, oh dude, check out this car I made.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And just
yeah.
crazy customization, and Justin would make the sickest cars.
I love that game. It's on the digital download.
Yeah.
I bought it again, and I didn't ever actually play it.
But you have it now.
Because you didn't have anyone to play it with, and it's not as fun that way.
Yeah.
I'll play it with you again, dude.
There you go. When you get back from fishing on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I think that's our list right there.
Yeah.
There you have it. That's the recipe of a top 3 list.
That's it.
That's a LOTSO grab bag. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for watching or tuning into this episode of Legend of the Stoned Owl. We come out every Thursday over at Jupiter Broadcasting, or every other Thursday over at Jupiter, right? Every other Thursday over at JupiterBroadcasting.com. And until then, let us know what you think. What are your top 3s? And we'll chat with you in the forum. You can do it over at JupiterColony.com. So even though it's every other Thursday, you can still catch up with us in the forum and let us know what you think. All right? Okay,
I'll
guys.
see you at the end of July, beginning of August.
Oh, okay, Alan.
Bye.
All right, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to Legend of the Stoned Owl.
Legend of the Stoned Owl is produced over at JupiterBroadcasting.com. That's where you can find the show, subscribe, all those good things, leave us feedback, and also where you'll find us every 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll see you in a fortnight.